Everyone says, focus on the positive, but your brain does the exact opposite. It takes your mistakes and makes them massive while shrinking your achievements until they disappear. You don't mean to do it. Someone points out a tiny error in your work. Your brain zooms in until that error fills your entire mental screen. Everything else you did right becomes background noise, or you accomplish something significant. Your brain immediately finds reasons why it doesn't count. It was luck. Anyone could have done it. It wasn't that impressive. You've been trained to believe balanced thinking means seeing both good and bad equally. But your brain has a built-in distortion filter that magnifies negatives and minimizes positives automatically. And that filter has been quietly destroying your confidence, motivation, and sense of progress for years without you realizing it was even running. This is called magnification and minimization, a core cognitive distortion in psychology. Even successful therapists and high performers struggle with this bias daily. Your brain doesn't process positive and negative information with the same weight. It has a negativity bias that evolved to keep you alive. One mistake could mean death. One success just meant you survived another day. So your brain learned to treat threats as urgent and worthy of attention, while treating wins as temporary and unremarkable. The problem is that system is still running at full power in a world where a typo in an email won't kill you, but your brain treats it like it might. Your brain thinks it's protecting you by highlighting dangers and downplaying luck. It's actually creating a distorted reality where you can't see yourself accurately. Look at what this does during a normal day. You give a presentation. It goes well. People nod. You get positive feedback, but you stuttered once in the middle. Your brain latches on to that stutter. By the time you leave the room, the entire presentation feels like a failure. The 25 minutes that went smoothly vanish. The 5-second stutter becomes the whole story. Or you finish a project. You met the deadline. The quality is solid. But there's one section you know could have been better. That one section grows in your mind until the entire project feels incomplete. You can't feel good about what you delivered because your brain won't let you see it. It keeps pulling your attention to the gap. You did this at least twice before clicking this video. You make one mistake, and suddenly you're terrible at everything. This makes you focus on fixing flaws instead of building strengths, which means you spend your energy on what you're worst at, which guarantees slow progress, which proves to your brain that you're not good enough, which makes you magnify the next mistake even more. You're not just dealing with one distorted thought. You're trapped in a system where negative evidence gets amplified and positive evidence gets erased, creating a feedback loop that makes you believe you're worse than you are. And here's what nobody tells you about this. The bigger the achievement, the harder your brain works to minimize it. You get promoted. Your brain says you were just in the right place at the right time. You finish something difficult. Your brain says it wasn't actually that hard. You receive recognition. Your brain says they're just being nice. The success that should boost your confidence gets processed through a filter that strips out all its meaning. Meanwhile, a critical comment from one person outweighs praise from 10. Your brain is running an algorithm. Negative times 10. Positive divided by 10. And you're living with the results. This isn't your imagination. The research backs this up. Most people think this is about self-esteem, so they try affirmations. They practice gratitude. They write down wins. But that's like trying to fix a broken scale by writing down what you wish you weighed. The real issue isn't that you're not noticing good things. It's that your brain is actively shrinking good things while enlarging bad things the moment they enter your awareness. You can write down 10 achievements. Your brain will still process one failure as more important than all of them combined. This bias survives because it's invisible to you while it's happening. In the moment, the magnified problem really does feel huge. The minimized success really does feel small. You're not choosing to see it that way. Your brain is adjusting the scale before you even consciously register what happened. Plus, admitting you minimize your wins feels like bragging. That threatens your identity as someone humble and realistic. And if you stopped magnifying problems, you'd have to admit most of what you've been worried about wasn't actually that bad. Your brain would rather keep the distortion than face that reality. This is the part that changes everything. People who break free from this don't see themselves more positively. They see themselves more accurately. You trust your emotional reaction to events. They know their emotional reaction is distorted. You feel like a mistake is catastrophic and believe that feeling. They feel like a mistake is catastrophic and check if it actually is. The difference isn't optimism. It's calibration. They've learned their brain's measurements are systematically wrong. Mistakes feel 10x bigger than they are. Wins feel 10x smaller than they are. So they correct for the distortion instead of trusting the feeling. So the next time you make a small mistake and feel that wave of panic like everything is ruined, you'll know what's really happening. Your brain is magnifying. It's taking something minor and making it feel major. The mistake is real. The size your brain is showing you is not. And the next time you accomplish something and immediately think it doesn't count, you'll catch that too. Your brain is minimizing. It's shrinking something significant until it feels meaningless. The achievement is real. The dismissal is the distortion. Now you can see it happening. You can feel the magnification or minimization kicking in and ask, what's the actual size of this? Not the size my brain is making it feel. You're not trying to think positive. You're just correcting for a filter you didn't know was running. You started this video thinking you were seeing things clearly. Now you know your brain has been running a distortion filter that makes you feel worse than reality. That's not a small shift. That's understanding why you never feel good enough no matter what you achieve. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.